And good morning, everyone. Welcome to People Drinking Coffee with Jamie and Natalie.
Good morning.
It is a little bit cool and rainy here in Winnipeg today. We've had some wonderful fall weather, but today it's kind of returned back to, shall we say, normal.
Ah,
So, how's it in California?
actually, where we are, the weather has cooled down a little bit. We've been in the high 90s, which isn't bad. And in our area this week, everybody's kind of jazzed because there's a big rock concert going on
Oh, that's
called
right. That big
Desert
storm.
Trip.
Yeah, yeah.
Very, very big deal.
I see that.
Yeah. Um, and it would have been something I would have loved to go do, but cost of tickets was horrendous.
Yeah.
I come from an old school where you didn't pay that much for tickets and you got to see the people.
Hmm.
I just can't go broke to see my favorite artists. It just,
Yeah. Well, they also could rent a venue for $8 back then. Now they have to spend $1 million.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Big, big deal. Big deal.
So I hear you had some a wonderful coffee experience this
Oh
morning.
yes. Um, I found a new coffee shop. Somebody had um, suggested I try it, and I did. And what ended up happening is the coffee was great. The people who were there were great. The environment or the ambience was a little sterile for me.
How do you mean?
Um, a lot of metal, a lot of white walls. Um,
Like
and what
almost
it
like a
did,
brewery.
perhaps, and
Hmm.
what I found personally is a lot of the sound reverberated a lot, so it was loud
Uh,
as opposed to feeling relaxed and calm. However, they had some tables and chairs right out on their patio, which was a very calm, quiet area, and that's where we ended up sitting. But should you want to, they treated you like real people. That if you wanted dishes, cups, and saucers and plates, real ones like you would go in your own house and get, they
hmm.
could serve you on that, or in to go type of coffee cups and stuff.
Right.
The coffee was good. The music was not too loud, and I best part is I got to sit and chat with somebody that I hadn't really spent a lot of one-on-one time with. Lots of times when you're in groups or whatever, you get a few minutes, but you don't really talk in depth with anybody. So this was nice.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, really, really liked it. It was good. And we both kind of brainstormed with one another and found out we both experienced similar goals as far as what we wanted to accomplish. So that really kind of was nice. So we're going to do that on and off. We're not going to make a regular date of it because our schedules are not going to allow it. But we going to make a point of, uh, hey, let's do some coffee again, and I'm going to pick another place. So we're going to go around town and find different places to have coffee. So that'll be good. So
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you had it because I know that you were. And so, tell me again what kind of place this was because I think you were telling me about it last week, and I'm just trying to recall there was something very special and unique about it.
um, organic coffee
I
and
know there.
from
I
local.
mean, there was
No,
more to it than that
oh
because I
oh
mean,
oh
you can
yeah,
buy
from
organic
local.
coffee from Safeway. So,
No, it was local. It was local coffee makers. That's what it was. Flavors were real good, real good, real good. Um, and the people were nice. People were really nice. They weren't. You know how sometimes I do go to Starbucks. I'm a Starbucks fan, but you know how sometimes in Starbucks you feel you're in um, a manufacturing line. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. The people here, just very engaging, talked with you, and it was like, just being at a friend's house.
So did they grow the coffee then? Is that the idea?
They themselves don't grow the coffee. They
Oh, okay.
purchase it from local growers.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
So it was very nice. It was, and let's face it, coffee. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's coffee. Coffee's good. Can't go far without it. That's for sure.
Oh, no, 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 no. And I was looking during the week. I've been looking at different images on Google and on Bing for pictures with coffee and whatever. And I came across a quote from somebody who I have no idea who this person is. The name is James McIntosh, but his quote is, "The powers of a man's mind is directly proportioned to the quantity of coffee he drinks." I like that.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's awesome. Coffee is, yeah, it's pretty good.
So, how was your week?
Mine's cold.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
I don't mind cold coffee, but it is cold. My week was pretty good. We It's been busy. I wasn't with projects that weren't intended for the week, but unfortunately they came up at the restaurant. As some of you are aware, I'm sure I am managing partner of a restaurant here in my city, and we had a visit from our friendly neighborhood health inspector.
Uh huh.
So she was unhappy with some stuff, but nothing major. Just unfortunately, just a few things that we have to sort of change just a little bit so that she's happy, and that's about it. So it wasn't, like I said, nothing major. Otherwise, I mean, if it's major, they just shut you down. They don't let you keep working. They don't let you keep the doors open. So there was nothing, no major infractions, just all little things, that for those in the restaurant biz, you probably could guess what, half of them were without me even telling you. But it was just a little bit of focus, and the worst part is that the things that she had some issues with were stuff that I'm already working on. It's just that I've been trying to find right. We had a freezer that was broken, not broken, but the lid was separating from where the insulation in the lid is.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't look sightly, but it was something that was already on my list to go. And I had intended to buy it a couple of weeks earlier, but the place I was buying it from, it was out of stock. So it was, if it had been in stock when I went to go buy it the first time, it had a freezer there when she showed up. So it's little things like that. It's just nothing that is altogether too bad. It's just the simple little things that we have. So just been a lot of focus on, being at the restaurant with the staff, and making sure that everybody understands and is on board and knows what the concerns were, and just knows that she's going to come back and have another sort of follow-up visit, and just make sure everybody's prepared and knows what the goals are. So things like that. So unfortunately, it kind of detracted from some of my other plans for this week, but still very important stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So down here they assign letters that food places or establishments put in or post or whatever.
Yep.
And I guess initially when somebody makes an inspection, I've never worked in the food services, but I figure initially when they make an inspection, they find things they give you the list of whatever, and then you have a specific period of time that
Yeah.
you
Yep.
so it's not like, hey guys, this is bad and you're bad. It's
No,
just
no, it's a
this
super important
this
service that is required. That it's an important service that is necessary because there's lots of people that would just um, take advantage. Because being food safe, which is ultimately their goal, is it costs some money sometimes. Like you have to implement certain things that put a little bit of extra cost on your bottom line, and there's plenty of restaurants I'm sure that try to cut the corners on those things. Like, for instance, for this freezer that I was talking about, I'm sure many of restaurants would have tried to sort of duct tape it all together to keep it running. Um, I'm not that guy. I'm more of let's go buy a new one because I just want it to work.
yeah.
And I just want it to work, and I don't want it to look like crap. And because customers come in, they can see that where the freezer was located. You can see it, right? So we have a very open kitchen, so everything we do is on display, which is fine. I completely, and I prefer that only because it forces everybody to be more consciously aware of what they're doing, right? So, um, uh, so yeah, it's a super important service that is required, and yes, I don't think that it's possible for them to come into any environment and walk out without some sort of list of recommendations and likely follow-up visit to make sure those recommendations are being put in place. So
Yeah.
I think it's very normal. And again, like you said, people who are not in the restaurant industry have a tendency to immediately think, "Oh no, so she's coming back, so you guys are doing bad stuff." No, that's not how it works. But
Yeah.
it's a simple. It's all simple stuff. There's nothing on this. There's nothing on the list that I look at and um, have any concerns that we can't modify very quickly, and or that or like with the freezer, she caught us on a bad, like a bad uh, window, I suppose, because um, truthfully, she's got a snapshot, right? She just walks in, she takes this very narrow snapshot of
Right.
what we do there, right? Like, again, I went to go buy that freezer. It was out of stock, so I was waiting for it to come back into stock.
Yeah.
So, thankfully, when I went there this week, they had 4 freezers in stock again. So I was like, "Oh, perfect, buy one." Then, but now it's already gone. So the old one's gone, the new one's there, and away we go, right? So it's that simple. But it's just, again, she takes a tiny little snapshot, right? And she showed up on a busier day, right in the middle of our supper rush. Um, there's a tendency for things to, when you get into these rushes, there's just lots going on, like the restaurant's moving and hopping, and so did they forget to take a bucket of sanitizer water with 2 rags in it and sit it on the counter so that it's available? No, they forgot to do that. Well, it's something that simple. Well, we have a whole sink full of sanitizer over here. We just have to keep a bucket of it close to the front. That's all. Like, it's
Yeah.
just little things, right? So anyway, the mind, and it was tough because we talk a lot about mindset um, and leadership and things of that nature, and here we go into the um, space where the staff was very quickly judgmental of this person and wanted to you know say bad things about her and talk about how because they felt threatened, right? I wasn't
Yeah.
there. That didn't help. So I was not there when she first arrived. So I actually haven't met her yet. I've only spoke to her on the phone since, like, after the report came out. I called her to go over it, but the which was an hour of my time. So that's what I mean by sort of stuff
Yeah.
that came up this week. So anyway, so it was a matter of going in there and discussing with the staff what's on this list, and how we can get it taken care of, and that she's not wrong, and that this is the way that we got to do things. And I mean, it was just little tweaks of behavior, and they just took it quite personally because they felt like they were under attack, right? And they were also in the middle of a supper rush, so there was just that there's an
Yeah.
intensity, right, that's going on, and she's poking at them with a stick while they're trying to do their work, right? And so it again, I wasn't there in the environment to sort of um, well, as in leadership role, to create a calm, right? I mean,
Yeah.
during the intensity and intense moments and during times of stress, your leaders are there to help maintain that calm. You walk into
Yeah.
the environment, you maintain the calm, you stay calm, they stay calm, everybody, you know, um,
And you know what? Wouldn't you almost say you can draw an analogy between things you need to do to maintain the standard and the quality of your business are similar to what people who do um, online work or any work need to do in order to maintain their level of skill, where you have to do training and you have to maybe spend money to do a training, or you have to attend a webinar that maybe there's a fee attached to. So it's not only your time, it's the cost,
Hmm.
but you need to develop the skills to achieve the goals you want to achieve. Same way in any kind of business, food services or retail or any business, there are costs involved to maintain a standard.
Hmm. That is so true. And yeah, so
Yeah.
it's little things. So we even are going beyond what she's requesting. It was just kind of like, you know what, we're going to take this opportunity to,
Well, as long as you're doing it, yeah.
yeah, we're going to take this opportunity to sort of get ahead of the game, because when you kind of make a decision, I kind of see things go in cycles when it comes to, especially in a restaurant, is that you're into you go into spending mode, and then you kind of you recover from that when you go into spending mode for a little bit, and things like purchasing, upgrading equipment, or this, that, the other thing. So we kind of have a list now. Then we're now looking for uh, quotes and for stuff like that.
Mhm.
So, but I think that it's just you get into a mindset of progression as opposed to stagnation, right? And you try to keep growing, and as we encourage people on their own, just for themselves to continue to grow and continue to get better at what they do, and find ways to just develop their skill sets and develop their mindset. And it's a constantly evolving process, and if you're not constantly working at it, then it starts to stagnate. And that's, I think, the
Yeah.
biggest thing. When we talk about reading books, is they're behind me, there's a whole stack of them there, and stuff like that. And I got 2 books in the mail this week too that I'm going to start reading. So it's just things you just got to constantly be working at finding the next level, um, because it becomes too easy if you don't.
Well, and then you don't develop as a person.
Yeah. Hmm.
You know, very important to expand your mind and expand what you can do, because the sky is the limit. You can do anything you want to do. You can be anybody you want to be. And the choice is yours. Do you either sit and say, oh, I wish I could, or do you get out there and do it?
Yeah, and that's always going to be dependent on mindset, because getting out there and doing it's going to create some sort of stress. That's for sure. And you're going to need to. You're
And
going to
that's
need.
why I drink coffee.
And what else? What do you put in that coffee?
Okay. Have I ever told you my retail story?
Your what?
Uh, my retail story.
Retail? No.
Okay. Back in way, way back.
Oh, we lost your. Oh, never mind. Sorry, my speakers. My bad.
Okay. Back in
Keep going.
back in the earlier days of my life,
Hmm.
I worked in a retail gift shop in a mall. And of course, during the holiday season, it's just takes on a life of its own. And I would say at Thanksgiving dinner, I would say to the rest of the family, well, I'll see you guys around New Year's, because the hours were horrendous and,
Hmm.
you just were focused on that. And day after Thanksgiving, which of course is a big sale day, I would take um, in to work with me 2 bottles of Bailey's Irish Cream. And from the day after Thanksgiving, I'd be putting a little Bailey's Irish Cream in my coffee. By Christmas Eve, I was putting a little coffee in my Bailey's Irish Cream.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, but no, I don't. I do put cream in my coffee, although everybody says if you truly want to enjoy coffee, you shouldn't put anything in it.
Hey, the people. What?
So
Say that again.
if I put cream in my coffee, and I get a lot of people who tell me that to truly enjoy the brew, I shouldn't put anything in it.
That's subjective, though.
Eh. I don't care. I do what I want to do.
Pretty much. You know, 'cause I mean, I drink coffee black too, but it does taste different when you add the cream to it, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, so for me,
Yeah.
it goes both ways. But
Yeah. 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 Anyway.
oh my
So,
goodness, it's
what?
almost 10:30. I guess we should probably shut her down.
Okay. Okay. You got anything real exciting on your agenda for the rest of the week?
I have a lot on my agenda. My to-do list is unruly.
Unruly.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, it's an unruly to-do list. Well, I got to read some of these books.
Okay. So
Well, that's
you are
part of
going to
it.
take time. You are going to take time for Jamie.
No, yes, that's the part of the plan. Yep, part of the plan. So I think
Okay.
I got a mastermind group later this morning, and just little things here and there, kinds of stuff to do, things to get done, people to see,
Places to go.
coffee shops to attend.
Places to go. People to see.
Yep.
You know. Now, last week, before the end of the week, it was National Coffee Day. There is also.
You know, I tried to tell people that, and they just kept making fun of me.
Really?
Well, they thought that because I was, I have a coffee business with
Right?
Valentis and the Slim Rose Coffee, that I was just making up Coffee Day.
No, 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 no. They dissed you.
I know. On National Coffee Day, of all days.
Days.
Can
Not
you
good,
believe
not
it?
good, not good, not good.
Sacrilegious.
Anyway, okay. Um, I've got a to-do list that maybe is not as unruly as yours, but I do have a to-do list I gotta tackle today.
Oh, I just realized I did one of these things already. I just crossed something off my to-do list.
Ooh. All right, Jamie. All
There
right.
you go. See? It's all turning up roses. Did I
All
do
right,
another one?
Jamie.
Wait, I should just check. Oh, see, something I should have put on my to-do list because I've done it already this morning and I could have taken it off. Dang it.
Now,
You can't write something down.
no padding the to-do list.
Exactly. You can't write something down that you've done so you can just cross it off. That's not right. All right.
Anyway, enjoy the fall weather.
I will do that. You have yourself an awesome day, and we'll talk to everybody next week.
Okay. Bye,
Take care.
everyone.
Bye now.
Bye now. Bye.